A good skier is always doing something. Like a lot of topics in this series, there's connections with more than one of these things, and this is also going to help with your turn shape and skiing with flow down the hill, but there should always be something happening. Try and move the focus and thinking that the turn happens and then there's maybe a dead spot or a T-break. I want to feel that as you're skiing downhill, there's always something going on.
When I'm skiing down the slope, I'm not really thinking about the turns. I'm continuously moving. The skis will be pointing sometimes downhill, sometimes across, and everything in between. But at no point am I completely static. I'm constantly influencing what's going on.
As I've already mentioned, when you see good skiing, it looks effortless. There's this flow and rhythm coming down the slope. And even if you have a micro hesitation between each of the turns, it's going to really stop this. Even some very good skiers that I've skied with have got a tiny minute break between the beginning of one turn and the start of the next one. So any of those little T-breaks will stop that ability to flow down the mountain.
Being able to improve your flow at any level will make your skiing feel so much more enjoyable. Any interruptions, regardless how big they are, will simply kill the feeling. Quite often, when you ski a section of slope and think it felt amazing, it's because you're consistently moving and maintaining good flow. Keep working on this and it should become a much more regular occurrence rather than the feeling it's a bit hit and miss.
Even if your turn shape is changing, for example, if I'm doing a longer and bigger turn, I'm spreading out that movement all the way through the turns. If I'm doing a more dynamic and shorter radius turn, the movements are faster. Quite often I'll see somebody's got one timing of the movement where they think they're doing a turn, and if they're doing a longer turn, they just have a bigger dead spot. It's up, turn, dead spot, scratch your ass, think about the next one, turn. Whereas what I want you to think is if the turns are longer and bigger, the movements are slower and spread out. That's going to help you stop having a bit of a dead spot in between each of the turns.
So many skiers have a default rhythm that they tend to slip into and use all the time. Try to shake this up. Practice different size of turns, quick, medium, long, but try and make them always linked together. Remember, the timing of your movements should match the shape of your turns.
It's quite an easy thing to do when you're skiing down the slope, is just give yourself a simple focus. Keep moving. There's always something going on. It doesn't always have to be some big radical move, but there should always be something happening.
Even though it's a simple focus, it's a really important one. This is ideal to work on first thing while you're warming up. It's much better to keep things pretty simple rather than going too complex. If you're not feeling great for whatever reason, this is a good simple focus to help you reset and get your day back on track.
A good skier is always doing something.